a raging storm. A car stranded on the side of the road. When Jace Hamilton stops to help, the last person he expects to find is Ava, his ex-wife, missing for 5 years. But she's not alone, and the secret she carries will change everything. The past is back. Now, what happens next? Before we dive into the story, comment below where in the world you're watching from. The Ferreira mansion glowed like a beacon against the stormy countryside. Rain pelted the ancient oak doors as Ana Luisa Rocha ducked through the servants' entrance, her uniform crisp despite the weather. She'd been hired for the evening, an extra pair of hands for Eduardo Ferreira's engagement party. Inside, crystal chandeliers cast prismatic light across marble floors. The air smelled of expensive perfume and imported champagne. Ana moved quietly, efficiently, avoiding the laughter of guests who would never notice her. "More wine," someone called from the drawing room. Ana balanced a silver tray as she entered. The string quartet played Vivaldi in the corner. Men in tailored suits laughed too loudly. Women in designer gowns posed for photos. She placed glasses on the mahogany bar, invisible to all except one. "You, maid." Eduardo Ferreira swirled his bourbon. "What's your name?" "Ana, sir." His eyes narrowed. "You know, you move quietly, like someone who doesn't want to be noticed." Ana lowered her gaze. "I'm here to work, not socialize." Eduardo's fiancée, Isadora, glided over. Diamonds sparkled at her throat. "Eduardo, leave the staff alone." But he'd found entertainment. He swirled his bourbon again. "Actually, I have an idea." Ana felt dread settle in her stomach. "Bring down that old violin from the attic," Eduardo commanded a butler. "The one Mother bought me for lessons I never took," Isadora frowned. "Edward? No, really. Let's see what our help can do with an instrument." He grinned at Ana. "You can play, right? All you people must know how to." Humiliation crept up Ana's neck. "I should return to the kitchen." "Nonsense." Eduardo raised his voice. "Everyone, gather round. We're about to have entertainment." Guests clustered around, some smirking, others looking uncomfortable. Phones emerged from pockets. The butler returned with a violin case. Age had dulled its leather exterior. Inside lay an instrument that had seen better decades: scratched wood, warped bridge, strings that had lost their tension. Eduardo held it out. "Show us what you've got." Ana's hands trembled as she took it. The weight felt familiar, yet foreign. She hadn't touched a violin since... "Go on," Eduardo urged. Ana raised the instrument to her shoulder. It felt like holding grief itself. The bow met strings and produced a screech that made several guests wince. As expected, Eduardo laughed. But Ana adjusted her grip. Her fingers found positions they remembered. She played, not the simple melody Eduardo expected, but fragments of something complex. Paganini. The instrument fought her, but she coaxed notes from its damaged frame. Brief, fractured, beautiful. When she stopped, silence filled the room. "That was better than I expected," Eduardo admitted, already losing interest. "You can go now." Ana carefully placed the violin back in its case. She avoided every eye as she retreated to the kitchen, cheeks burning. Later, Eduardo found her, washing wine glasses. "I've been thinking," he said. "You surprised everyone tonight." Ana didn't look up. "I'm sorry if I..." No, it was amusing. But you handle antiques so carelessly." He picked up a crystal glass from her drying rack. "Isadora's family sent these, priceless." "I'm being careful." The glass slipped from his deliberately loose grip, shattering on the tile floor. "Clumsy," he tisked. "Clean it up, and be more careful." With the rest, Ana knelt to collect shards, fighting tears of frustration. During the toast, Eduardo called for quiet. "To family," he raised his glass. "To tradition, to excellence passed down through generations." Ana served champagne to guests near the grand piano. Eduardo noticed. "Wait," he called out. "Our musical maid is here." All eyes turned. "Since you clearly know music," Eduardo continued. "What do you think of our piano? Steinway, you know, worth 6 figures." "It's beautiful," Ana said quietly. "Beautiful," Eduardo scoffed. "Is that all you can say? I thought musicians had more vocabulary." Lucas Ferreira, Eduardo's older brother, stood in the doorway. He'd just arrived, his professor's jacket rumpled from travel. He watched silently. "The action is slightly heavier than standard," Anna said carefully. "The tone suggests recent tuning. Quality craftsmanship." Eduardo blinked. "You know about pianos too?" "I know instruments." "Then play it," he challenged. "Show us real music, not that screeching from earlier." Anna shook her head. "I should choose any piece, something we'll recognize." The crowd gathered again, phones out, expectant faces. Anna approached the piano, her hands hovered over the keys. Then she played a simple melody, chopsticks, intentionally basic, childish. The guests exchanged glances. Some chuckled. "Is that it?" Eduardo sneered. "That's your great talent?" Anna stood quickly. "I told you, I'm here to work." "Clearly," Eduardo dismissed her with a wave. Lucas stepped forward. "That's enough, Eduardo." "Just having fun, brother." But Lucas looked at Anna, really looked. Something in her playing, even in chopsticks, had been perfect. Too perfect, Eduardo grew drunker as the night progressed. He sought Anna out again, finding her arranging flowers in the dining room. "Still here? I thought you'd run home crying." "I work until dismissed, sir." "Sir," he mocked. "So formal." "You know what I think? I think you're hiding something." Anna's hands stilled on the roses. "No one handles Paganini on a broken violin without training. Expensive training." He stepped closer. Wine breath invaded her space. "What's your story? Disgraced music student? Failed performer?" "I clean houses, Mr. Ferreira." "Liar." He grabbed her wrist. "Play again. But this time, play what you want to play. I can't, I insist." He dragged her back to the drawing room. "Everyone, final entertainment." The guests, thoroughly drunk now, cheered. Eduardo brought out the violin again. "No tricks this time. Play something real, or you're fired, and I'll tell every family. In the valley, you're incompetent." Anna felt trapped. The violin waited. The crowd waited. Lucas appeared beside his brother. "Eduardo, this is cruel. This is justice." She pretended to be untalented. "Let's see the truth." Anna lifted the instrument with shaking hands. She looked up and met Lucas's eyes. He nodded once, gently. She closed her eyes, took a breath. Then she played. The melody began in silence, each note emerging like stars in twilight. Sarasate's Zigeunerweisen, a piece so technically demanding it's called gypsy airs. On this broken violin it should have been impossible. But Anna played it, not just adequately, brilliantly. Her fingers flew across the warped fretboard, finding true pitch where none existed. The bow danced across strings that had no right to sing so purely. She played with such intensity that her body swayed, lost in the music. The melody soared through runs and double stops that made trained musicians in the crowd shake their heads in disbelief. She played harmonics that shimmered like glass. She used the violin's damage to create haunting, otherworldly tones that enhanced rather than detracted from the piece. In the final cadenza, she stood completely still. The music flowed from her like confession, like grief given voice. The last note hung in the air, trembling. No one moved. Eduardo's face had drained of color. His mouth hung open. Isadora's champagne glass had slipped from her hand, forgotten on the carpet. Several guests wiped their eyes. One older woman clutched her chest, whispering, "My God, just like..." But it can't be. Anna lowered the violin slowly. Her whole body trembled with release. Eduardo stammered. "I didn't... How did you..." "That's Ana Luisa Rocha." Lucas spoke into the silence. "She played first-chair violin for the state youth orchestra 6 years ago before the accident," Anna whispered. The room remained still. Even the servants had stopped moving. "Your family..." Eduardo swallowed hard. "The news... They said everyone... They were right." Anna's voice was hollow. "I should have been in the car too. I had practice. I stayed late. They went to dinner without me." Isadora moved forward, hesitant. "You're that Ana Rocha. My mother talked about you, said you were prodigy bound for Paris. That girl died with her family. Eduardo stumbled backward, nearly falling into a wingback chair. His arrogance had evaporated entirely. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Knowing doesn't excuse cruelty. Anna placed the violin gently in its case. It explains why you might show more. She turned to leave. Wait, Lucas called. Please. Anna paused. What you just played, it was extraordinary, even on that instrument. Music doesn't judge the tools, she said softly. It just is. Stay tonight as our guest. Anna shook her head. I have a job to finish. She left the room, leaving stunned silence behind. In the kitchen, Anna finally allowed herself to breathe. Her hands shook violently now. She gripped the counter, fighting tears. A knock came at the door. Lucas entered, alone. I'm sorry for my brother, he said. Don't apologize for him. He's your cross to bear, not mine. Lucas smiled sadly. My mother played that piece. She was like you. Brilliant. Hiding it from people who wouldn't understand. Anna looked up. Your mother? She stopped performing when she married my father. Said society expected a certain type of wife. But at night, she'd play. Only for us. He paused. She would have loved hearing you tonight. Where is she now? Gone. 5 years ago, cancer. They shared a moment of understanding. Can I help you clean? Lucas asked. Anna hesitated, then nodded. They worked in comfortable silence, Lucas proving surprisingly capable with a dish rag. The rhythmic sound of washing and drying filled the space. I teach music, Lucas said eventually. At the State University. We have scholarships, full ones. I don't perform anymore. You performed tonight. That was survival. Your brother threatened my livelihood, but you loved it. Lucas stopped washing. I could see it in your face. You love music too much to abandon it forever. Anna was quiet for a long time. Finally, my violin is buried with my family. This is the first time I've played since. Music can be healing. Music can be torture. It can be both. The party wound down. Most guests had left, sobered by the revelation, and Anna's performance. Eduardo avoided everyone, nursing his shame in private. Isadora tried approaching Anna multiple times, but was gently rebuffed. At midnight, as Anna prepared to leave, Eduardo summoned courage. He found her in the foyer. I want to make amends, he said. Name anything, money for lessons, a better violin, You can't buy redemption, Anna interrupted. You humiliated me for your entertainment. An apology doesn't erase that. Then? What? How do I fix this? Anna pulled her coat tighter. You don't. You learn from it. Treat the next person better. She left him standing there. Outside, Lucas caught up with her. Can I give you a ride? It's still raining. I'll manage. Please. It's late. His car was modest. A professor's salary didn't buy luxury. They drove in silence for several minutes. My office hours are Tuesday and Thursday, Lucas said finally. If you ever want to just talk about music, no pressure. Anna stared out the rain-streaked window. Why do you care? Because talent like yours is rare. And because I know what it's like to lose family to tragedy. She turned to him. Your mother, he nodded. And my younger sister. Different circumstances, but loss is loss. They reached Anna's apartment building, modest but clean. Thank you for the ride. Thank you for the music. Lucas handed her a business card. My offer stands, even if you just need someone to listen. Anna pocketed the card without promise. 3 months later, Anna stood outside Lecture Hall B at the State University, Tuesday, 3 p.m., Lucas's office hours. She'd spent weeks thinking, working her usual cleaning jobs by day, playing borrowed instruments at the community center at night, slowly remembering why she'd loved music. The accident had taken everything, but tonight had shown her music survived, in damaged instruments. In rooms full of cruel people, in moments of unexpected beauty, she knocked. Come in. Lucas looked up from his desk. His smile was genuine. I hoped I'd see you again. I've been thinking, Anna said, about scholarships. We have several for exceptional students. I'm 24, old for a student. Age doesn't diminish talent. Anna sat across from him. What if I'm not the same musician I was? What if the accident changed more than just my circumstances? Then you're a different musician, not necessarily a lesser one. They talked for 2 hours about music theory, about performance anxiety, about loss and resilience. Lucas pulled out scores, Bach, Brahms, pieces Anna had loved. The conservatory auditions are in 6 months, he said. With recommendation, talent and preparation, you have a chance. And if I fail, then you'll know you tried. That's better than wondering. Anna left his office with a borrowed violin case and a practice schedule. She spent the next months rebuilding her technique. Muscle memory returned slowly. Her fingers relearned positions. Her ear regained nuance. Lucas became mentor, friend, and occasionally something more undefined. They shared coffee between lessons. He attended her practice recitals, offering gentle criticism. Eduardo reached out once, sending a formal letter of apology. Anna didn't respond, but she didn't throw it away either. The conservatory audition approached. Anna practiced relentlessly. The night before, Lucas found her in an empty practice room at midnight. "You should rest," he said. "I'm scared." He sat beside her. "Fear means it matters. What if I'm not good enough? You are. Trust yourself like you trusted that broken violin to sing." The audition day arrived. Anna wore her best dress, not fancy, but clean and professional. She played Bach's Chaconne in D minor, a piece that demands both technical mastery and emotional depth. In the middle of the second variation, she stumbled. A note cracked. Her bow trembled. She stopped, took a breath, then continued, acknowledging the imperfection without letting it derail her. When she finished, the panel remained expressionless. Audition protocol. "Thank you, Ms. Rocha. We'll be in touch." 2 weeks later, the letter arrived. Lucas was with her when she opened it. Scholarship granted, full tuition, stipend for living expenses. Anna wept. Lucas held her as she finally released years of grief and hope. "You did it," he whispered. "We did it." 6 months after that night at the Ferreira mansion, Anna walked across a stage to receive her scholarship certificate. Lucas sat in the front row. Her supervisor from the cleaning service was there too, proud but not surprised. Near the back, Isadora sat quietly. Eduardo hadn't come, but he'd sent a donation to the music program, anonymous but traceable. During her acceptance speech, Anna spoke briefly. "Music lives in unlikely places, in broken instruments, in hidden talents, in people who seem ordinary until given the chance to shine. Thank you for giving me that chance again." After the ceremony, as Anna posed for photos, she noticed a woman watching from the doorway, elderly, silver-haired, clutching a handkerchief. The woman approached hesitantly. "You played Zigeunerweisen that night, at the Ferreira party?" "Yes, I was there. I thought, but it couldn't be." The woman's eyes filled with tears. "I knew your mother. We studied together in conservatory. Haven't been to a performance since she passed." Anna gripped the woman's hand. Connection formed across loss. "She would be proud," the woman continued. "You play with her spirit, fierce and gentle at once." That night, Anna played at a small concert, her first public performance since returning to music. She chose the same broken violin, now lovingly restored. The piece was her mother's favorite, Debussy's La Mer. As she played the oceanic themes, she thought of waves, how they crash and retreat, destroy and reshape, but always return to shore. Eduardo and Isadora attended, sitting quietly in back. When the music ended, Eduardo stood slowly and began clapping. Not mockingly, not condescendingly, but with genuine appreciation. After the concert, he approached Anna. "I'll never forgive myself for that night." "Good," Anna said. "Don't forgive. Remember, do better." He nodded, chastened. Lucas waited nearby, a new violin case in his hands. "For your next performance," he offered, "if you'll have it." Anna accepted the gift and his lingering hand. That summer, Anna taught a music workshop for underprivileged children. She shared her story about hidden talents, second chances, and the courage to try again after loss. She noticed students who flinched when she corrected their posture. Children who expected criticism to hurt. Mistakes aren't failures, she taught. They're the sounds of learning. By autumn, Anna had composed her first original piece, Strings of Silence. It incorporated broken harmonics, intentional dissonance, and moments of pure beauty emerging from chaos. She premiered it at the conservatory. Lucas conducted. Eduardo and Isadora brought their daughter, born that spring, named after Lucas's mother. The piece received attention. Critics called it hauntingly original and a voice of resilience. Anna continued cleaning houses even after success, not out of necessity, but to remember, to stay grounded, to never let music become a weapon of pride. One Tuesday morning, she received a package, inside the Ferreira piano. A note from Eduardo. For the music I almost silenced, use it better than I would have. Anna set it up in the community center. Free lessons every Saturday. The elderly woman who'd known her mother became a regular visitor. They shared stories of conservatory life, of mothers and music and memory. Years later, when students asked about her past, Anna told them about a night when arrogance met humility, when broken things made beautiful sounds, when cruelty accidentally revealed truth. Music exists in all of us, she'd say. Sometimes it just takes someone pushing us to the edge before we remember how to fly. And in her studio, the restored violin hung beside the new one Lucas had given her. 2 instruments, 2 chances. One grateful musician who'd learned that harmony often emerges from discord. Sometimes the greatest performances come not from perfect instruments or perfect people, but from those who've learned to sing through their damage.